Hey, welcome back to Hell in the Hallway with your host, Billy. Today's episode is a little bit different and is on the concept of something that my clients all need to all work on. And I really thought that you might be able to benefit it from it too. And it's on the concept of moving without closure. See, many times we seek closure because we want to know, why is he doing this? Why is she doing this? What's that about? I need to have understanding. I need to have closure. I need to know. And I believe the reason why people want to know is that they want to gain some sort of control over what has happened. They want to know, why is this going on? Because they think in some respect that if they can gain control of the circumstance, they can gain control of their feelings. And guess what? That's not always true. And here's the thing that you hear won't justify all the time why a circumstance has occurred. It could explain it, but it won't justify it. And we seek justification a lot, right? So something that explains it explains the why. Something that justifies it said it was right for it to occur. Excuse me. So, moving on without closure. Are you able to move on without knowing the why? Jesus, that's hard, ain't it? I mean, that's hard for me. I'm not going to pretend like that's the easiest thing in the world. But sometimes we have to relinquish ourselves from the need to have closure. What will that do for you? If you relinquish yourself from the need to have closure, you will allow yourself the freedom and give yourself permission to heal. That's right. Many times we want the closure because we need to justify why this has happened. We need some sort of control over the what. We need some sort of control over ourselves. And you won't get it all the time. You won't always like the why. And guess what? You won't always have access to getting closure because maybe that person has passed away. Maybe you don't have access to that person. There's all kinds of reasons why you don't gain access to a person in order to provide closure for you. Or maybe, hell, maybe they don't even want to tell you. How about that? That's a real thing. But can you move on? Can you forgive them? And what do I mean by that? Do I mean that their actions are justified? No. That means that you can untether yourself from the prison of resentment so you can heal. Sometimes we have to move on without closure. We have to free ourselves from every moment of needing to know. God, and that's hard for me. Just believe it. I understand. I want closure. I want to know why. And it's all about relieving anxiety at the end of the day. It's all about, well, how can I have changed the outcome? What could I have done differently? Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. But moving on without closure gives you permission to heal. It provides the next step because guess what? As long as you're consistently seeking closure, you can't move on. You can't properly go through the grieving stages of whatever circumstance that you're struggling with. Because initially we might be in a denial phase, right? Like, oh, no, that didn't happen to me. Nope, I'm not even gonna act like that's real. Nope. Or we then move in maybe to an anger phase. Like, I can't believe it. Blah, 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 blah. We move into an anger phase. Maybe we start to bargain, like, wow, if I would have done this or this could have happened, you start trying to make concessions for it. But our goal is to get to an acceptance that this has happened. What's more important is not the circumstance that has happened. I mean, that's important. But it's the narrative, the story you tell yourself about that particular circumstance. And you guys have heard me preach about that left and right. That's important. But this is not about that. This is about moving on without knowing the why. Can you do it? Will you do it? And you should do it. You will not always get closure, friends. If you can, that's a gift. And keep in mind, when you do get the closure, it doesn't mean it justifies the action. You might not even like the reason why. But once you're able to move without closure, you can give yourself permission to heal and you can go through the process of healing more effectively. And you can relinquish the resentment that you're holding on to so you can move on in your life. Thanks again, guys, for checking in. Sorry the camera's a little jumpy today. I have a bit of technical issues. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again.